Have you ever been so deeply immersed in a task that time seemed to disappear and everything just clicked? That's what we call the flow state, and it's where some of our best work happens. Whether you're working, creating, or even playing sports, flow is that sweet spot where productivity, creativity, and enjoyment meet. But what exactly is flow? And how can you get into the zone more often? Let's dive into the psychology of flow and how you can harness its power. Flow is a mental state where you're fully immersed in an activity, completely focused and performing at your peak. It's like being in the zone. You forget about time and even yourself. Things feel effortless, even if the task is challenging. Psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi first described it in the 70s. Flow happens when skills match the challenge. So, what does flow actually feel like? There's complete concentration, distractions fade away, clear goals and immediate feedback, loss of self-consciousness, time gets distorted. You're intrinsically motivated, effort feels effortless. How do you get into the flow state more often? Set clear goals. When you know what you're aiming for, it's easier to focus. Make sure those goals are challenging but achievable. If they're too easy, you'll get bored. If they're too difficult, you'll get frustrated. Eliminate distractions. Create a focused environment. Focus on the process, not the outcome. Embrace the experience itself and practice regularly. The more you practice, the easier it is to enter flow. So why should we care about getting into flow? Well, the benefits are huge. When you're in flow, you're more productive because you're not wasting time on distractions or negative self-talk. You're completely focused on the task, and that leads to better results. And it's not just about productivity. Flow also enhances your creativity. When you're in that sweet spot, you're more open to innovative ideas and solutions. Flow can even help with your mental well-being. People who experience flow regularly report higher levels of happiness and fulfillment. And because you're so engaged, flow helps reduce stress and anxiety. Think about athletes during a game. They talk about being in the zone. And that's a perfect example of flow. Or musicians who get lost in the rhythm. Writers, artists and scientists often report experiencing flow. Imagine working on a project and hours fly by. You're so focused and you've created something amazing. That's the magic of flow. Flow is more than just peak performance. It makes every task feel meaningful and joyful. Try to get into the flow state for your best work. With practice, it can become second nature. Thanks for tuning in.